Mahag Sar. That makes 4 out of the 5 realms that I've visited now.
It's on!
Raging Action!
Knuckle!
Easter!
Lunar Corruption!
You're mine!
Lunar Blast!
Rising Wyvern!
Now!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Nice one, Alphin!
Yeah, there's more where that came from.
Marksman handles it.
Severing wind!
I never miss.
Come and face me!
I got it.
Rising Wyvern!
Here goes.
Stronger!
Do it.
Limber!
It's their astral energy.
Say no more!
Woo! You sure showed them.
All in a day's work.
Hoo. Hoo. Hoo, hoo, hoo.
Maybe something's going on in the forest.
Gotta break through! Damn it!
Don't mind if I do.
You're mine!
May 1,000 gales
I'm not done! Start up!
Glacial Spear. Pierce evil.
Rising! Try this!
Freeze
Water
land. Burning Thunder.
Not today!
Ready and ready!
Who wants to die next?
Rising Wyvern!
You make quick
Charging
work
now!
of them!
Want me to pick up your slack then?
Just pointing it out!
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Hammer
Less
won't
talking,
save you!
more pummeling.
Cut them apart to your heart's content.
Now I can let loose.
Easy peasy. Ha hoodle.
A fish! You saw...
I didn't realize there was a pond here.
Yeah, this is Taka Pond. And it happened to have saved my life once upon a time.
What do you mean?
As a kid, I survived life under the past lords by escaping here when I needed to. It's terrible to swim in, but great for catching a bite for dinner away from Renin eyes. Bear in mind, our rations back then weren't enough to live off of. You had to take matters into your own hands if you wanted enough food to survive.
But how did you catch them? With your bare hands?
That might take a while. Fish are prone to swim away at the first sign of trouble. I'd put bait or a lure on a line and use it with a fishing rod. You must not be familiar with fishing if this sounds new to you. Here, let me show you how it's done. Everything looks fine with the lure. All right, let's do this. Nothing's biting. Not my lucky day, I guess. Could it be? I'll get you next time. I've got something. Well, that wasn't much of a challenge.
Not too shabby, friend.
And that's all there is to it.
Wow. It seems like you need to have good reflexes to catch anything. I don't know if it's really for me. Kisara? I think I've seen enough.
Oh, sorry. I guess I'm just in my own little world when I go fishing.
Looks like we're going to be here for a while.
That's how fishing goes. You wait for a bite, and then the real battle begins. Miguel told me that different fish live in different regions, and you have to pick the right rod and lure for what you're hoping to catch.
But that doesn't change the fact it's a giant time sink.
Of course, each fish has its own unique flavor, too. And some of them are supposed to be extremely delicious.
When you put it like that, maybe it's worth me trying my hand at fishing after all.
You're just in it for the food.
I was hoping we'd get to fish during our travels. And it just so happens I made sure to grab my brother's old rod before I left Vicente. So, if you ever feel like fishing when we've got a little downtime, just let me know.
Good to hear. Thanks for showing us.
Okay!
I'm always amazed. What healing arts can do.
Just...
Hey. Is it just me, Or have those two barely spoken a single word to one another?
I know, right? But after everything that happened with Miguel, is it really any wonder?
Kinda puts a damper on the whole journey though, huh? How long do you think they're gonna keep this up?
If it bothers you that much, why don't you ask them?
Why do I have to ask?
How come you walk together like that?
She really doesn't beat around the bush.
You mean Kisara and myself?
You hadn't noticed? You've been practically joined at the hip ever since we left Vicente.
I guess it's force of habit, most likely. I was always ready to protect him, should the need arise. It sort of came with the job description.
Right. From being in the Elder Menancia Guard. Although, Dohalim's pretty capable of defending himself, isn't he?
Having guards doesn't necessarily mean the one being guarded is weak. No one's perfect all the time.
Even so, it's not like they're entirely wrong, Kisara. You're no longer in my employ, after all.
I don't know. I mean, if it's what she's used to and you're both comfortable with it, then who are we to judge?
But she doesn't serve him anymore. It isn't normal for her to keep following him around like she still does.
You know, she's probably right. And a lot has changed over the last few days. I guess it wouldn't hurt to rethink our relationship in light of the new circumstances. Perhaps I'll give it some thought after all. Does that sound all right by you?
Of course.
You might want to stop asking his permission for every little thing while you're at it.
Sorry. It's not that easy, shaking off old habits. I'll probably need a little time to get fully used to it. I've noticed that sometimes we come across enemies who fight like you, and try to dodge our attacks at the last second.
I hate those guys. I can get some hits in when they move into attack, but otherwise they slip past damn near everything else I throw at them.
If what you're seeking is a way to more reliably hit them, there is a solution.
Try to outclass them on reflexes?
I possess the ability to command Earth elemental beings to some extent. They emerge as the land itself and take root on my command. They will swiftly bind the enemies, at which point you can dispatch them.
Huh?
What he means is that he can make plants grow to hold the enemies in place. At least I think that's probably what he's saying.
I'm glad at least one of us understands him. So basically, if we find an enemy that likes to dodge, we should let Dohalim handle it.
I shall do what I can within my modest means to help.
I'm impressed how well balanced this thing is.
Why are you looking at me like that?
That armor you wear is standard issue for the Menancian Guard, right?
Originally, I've added some flair to it in a lot of places.
I noticed, especially with that open back.
We guardsmen pride ourselves on never showing our back to our enemies. It's my way of making myself live up to that. Plus, it makes it that much lighter and easier to maintain.
Dohalim, do you have anything to say about this?
Every guardsman is allowed to wear their armor as they see fit.
And you, La?
Huh? Why are you asking me?
Easy peasy. I knew I could handle it.
Mind if I join you, La?
Oh, hey, Alphen. What's up?
Nothing. I was just surprised to see you weren't training for once. Got a stomachache or something?
You know I don't literally train around the clock, right? I do take breaks.
Do you? It seems like you're training every chance you get.
Well, yeah, it can't be helped if I want to get stronger. Still, it's important to let your muscles rest every now and then. That's what my dad told me anyway.
Zephyr said that?
When I was a little kid, yeah. I would get so excited whenever he came home. I always followed him wherever he went and tried to learn as much from him as I could. He said, it's good to be passionate, but don't overdo it. Just like there are times when you want to take a break from studying, sometimes your body wants to take a break from training too. I was always rushing around and forgetting to rest, so he ended up telling me that a lot.
That definitely sounds like him.
It's nothing to get sad over. Still, I can't help but wonder if that was my dad's way of teaching me the dangers of rushing into things too quickly. Then again, maybe I'm just overthinking things. I wish I'd had more time to talk to him about this kind of stuff. See you guys tomorrow. You guys ready to hit... the road? I know I am.
Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
I just noticed none of you other Danans have spirit cores. Why is that?
Both of my parents were part of the resistance in Calaglia. In fact, my birth was kept a secret from the Renans.
Mine too. We always lived in hiding, so I never had a spirit core embedded in me like I was supposed to.
What about you, Alphen? You were a slave in Calaglia before all this, weren't you?
To be completely honest, I'm not sure why I don't have one. All the other Danan slaves around me did. I was the only exception. They tended to keep their distance from me to avoid attracting any attention from the soldiers, because of my mask and all. What about you, Kisara? Do you still have your spirit core?
No. I was able to find a good Renan doctor who's sympathetic to our kind, and had them remove it before I left. They did such a great job, the procedure didn't even leave a scar.
One of the benefits of coexistence, huh?
I know that once the spirit vessel was shut down, there wasn't much need for me to hurry. But still, I didn't like having that mark of servitude lingering on me any longer than I had to. It may sound a little strange to hear me say this, but I'm just me now. Not a guardsman or a slave. I'm my own woman, and this is my chance to have a new beginning.
This sure is one rugged road. You'd think they'd keep this at least a little better maintained, right?
Why spend energy fixing that which is rarely used? Repairs require time and effort, which in our world means slaves, often in great numbers. For you, it may be a simple request, but that can quickly become another's difficult burden. Nobody gains anything without someone expending effort.
And you know, somehow that someone always ends up being a Danan, while the Renans are the ones who gain.
True enough. Ideally, in a perfect world, I think it's only fair that the ones who need it should be the ones to perform the work.
However, when doing so could be dangerous like it is here, There are many who would prefer that it be others who risk their lives in their stead.
So, what you're saying is that people will just put up with the inconvenience until someone else comes along to fix it for them?
Indeed. And it is those who can no longer bear that feeling that inevitably take action. Much like the Danins in our group do so now. As strange as it may be to hear such a thing from the likes of myself.
It's true that most of the Danins in Calaglia have been resigned to just accepting things as they are. Still, we can't just blame them for...
What are you making that face for? You're not worn out already, are you?
Nah, just regretting I ever said anything in the first place.
This will be a delicious piece of cake!
Take this! Rising Wyvern!
Watch it!
You're on! I'm on! Win! Take this! It's over!
Water! Here, airborne beast! My respect!
It's over! Here I come!
Pesky airborne scoundrels!
Sounds like a job for yours truly!
Ignite!
Swallow dance!
Primed and ready!
You're mine!
We
Turn the tables on him!
Now!
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Didn't even break a sweat.
All right.
There's nowhere to run from my heart! When he slows down, that's our chance!
It's like trying to keep up with a wall!
Rising Wyvern!
In a bind?
Freeze laser!
Stardust!
You require a hand.
Rising Wyvern!
It's showtime! Freeze
Take this!
Can't get out of this!
Take this!
Prepare to be sealed, though these of course. Actually, perhaps pound is more appropriate.
Less talking, more doing. Cyan Instant! Annihilation!
In a bind?
Lightning Condemned! Thunder Blade! Searing Flame!
Escape!
Prepare to be sealed!
Seal! More for the
I'm not done!
top field!
Stardust!
In a bind?
Lightning!
It's time!
Blazing Storm!
Talon Storm! Hurrah!
There you go! Now!
You see what happened there as you crossed me. Shouldn't have done that.
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
See you continue on in that vein.
My lady?
Something you wanted to say?
In here! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Got some interesting moves there, Dohalim. I'm glad you're on our side.
I'm simply glad to hear that I can make myself useful to you all. Huh?
What's wrong?
We seem to have come across some rather unusual objects.
What, you mean that pile of garbage?
No mere garbage, I assure you. Still, I've never seen anything shaped like it before. I'm intrigued.
Are you curious about this stuff, Rinwell?
Yeah. I think he might have found some old Danon relics. They look like the remains of a bunch of objects that disappeared after the Renans first invaded.
And yet here I am, holding them without so much as a second thought. I imagine the sight must be unsettling to you.
Not really, just that it must be nice to be a Renan who has time to indulge in stuff like that, unlike the rest of us.
Are you interested in this stuff too, Dohalim?
Charmed may be a better turn of phrase. I simply love objects that can give me a sense of what their maker was thinking, the history that went into their creation. You see, we Renans have hardly any such objects that trace back to our distant past.
I still don't understand what you two find so intriguing about it, though.
Why not? We're talking about our own culture here.
I get that, but it's not like this stuff is any use now, does it? It's just old. Real old.
Oh, but it does. Holding it in your hands like this, one can feel and engage with the distant past in a way no history book can ever accomplish.
I'll take your word for it. Well, seeing as it's done in history, just make sure you're careful with it. All right, Dohalim?
But of course.
I still got a ways to go.
Visibility along this path will remain limited for some time. Take care not to get ambushed.
I'm surprised you know the terrain here so well. Lords don't strike me as having much time for wandering in the woods.
Sometimes I would take strolls along here when I wished to be alone.
You always did have a bad habit of disappearing without telling any of us guardsmen.
It'll be a breeze. Get in, get out.
Double Demon Fang! Orochi's Fury! Hurricane! Azure Storm! Dragon Swarm! Wind! Double Demon Fang! Little escape! Damn it! I'm on!
Leave the enemy's arts to me!
Trip it up. No complaints here.
Did you just heal me?
Yes, I need you, remember?
Right.
Laser spear. Pierce evil.
Armor won't save you. It's over. Commander of Heaven.
Phoenix Cyclone!
Hands in the wind.
Easter. I'll run you through.
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished.
See you continue on in that vein.
Take this.
Yes, my lady?
Something you wanted to say?
We're in good form.
It'll be a breeze. Get in, get out.
As your sword!
Guiding cascade.
You're mine!
I'm also good with airborne targets.
Take this! You're finished!
Onyx coming through.
Why can't they just sit still?
Sia, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done.
You're mine!
Do it.
Devastate! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
See that?
That training's paying off!
Strike.
Double Demon Fang! Orochi's Fury!
Ray.
I'll take you all
Now.
on! Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Hands in the wind.
I'll finish you here and now.
Double Demon Fang!
This'll come in handy.
I've been doing really great lately.
It's so hilly around here. I can feel my feet getting blisters.
That's mountain hiking for you. It can be pretty tough if you're not used to these sorts of trails.
I take it you're comfortable with them then?
Hey, when did I get so popular?
Dragon Storm! Severing Wind! You're mine!
I've got it.
Talon Hurricane! Here I come! Double Demon Fang! We got fire!
I've got this. Let him mark me.
Astral Bite?
That's my
All
cue.
yours! Shut him down!
Can't get out of this.
No escape!
Do it.
Still!
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
See you continue on in that vein.
Yes, my lady?
Something you wanted to say?
Eagle Fly!
Lunar corruption.
Here I come!
Lunar blast. Radiant
Demon
storm.
Fang! Orochi's Fury!
Searing flame. Do it with darkness.
Light burst forth.
Radiant genesis.
First strike. I'll end you.
Onyx flame. Coming through.
You're mine!
I think I'm getting stronger.
Little help.
You're mine! First strike!
Risen
As your sword! Here I come! Orochi's Fury! Rising Fountain! As your sword!
Armor won't save you.
Denied!
Well, we're on the home stretch now.
Don't take your eyes off the prize.
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
See that?
That training's paying off!
I'll finish you here and now.
Arrow squall.
Lunar Rondo!
Now pray.
You require...
I wonder if I'm as strong as my dad was.
One day I think you'll surpass him.
I wonder when.
Little help.
Not today!
I never miss.
Can't get out of this.
Double Demon Fang! Still!
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
See you continue on in that vein.
Yes, my lady?
Something you wanted to say?
I'll tear you apart.
Lunar corruption.
Leave the ensnaring to me. Yeah, and tumbling to me.
Here goes. Raging cascade confiscated.
Take this!
I'm just anything in armor is all mine.
Orochi, come one, come on! This one's all mine!
Wind
Double
action.
Demon Fang!
Ray.
You're finished! Here
handle it.
May 1,000
You
gales
make quick
carry
work
you
of
through.
it.
Want me to pick up your slack, then?
Just pointing it out. I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
I still got a ways to go.
And thus our strength yet... grows.
More Danon ruins here too, I see.
What were people even thinking back then? Trying to build anything around here.
Maybe they just had that much time and energy on their hands.
I won't forgive you.
Here I come! Ignite!
Swallow dance!
Here I come!
Freeze
Double
laser.
demon fang!
Take this! I'm
Severed
just getting
wind!
started!
Take this!
corruption!
It's over!
Swallow dance!
Take this!
Mega ray.
Devastation!
Gemini Ultra.
Throwing light smear!
Now you're talking!
Spear. Pierce evil.
Rosie Fury!
Freeze lancer. Raging
strike.
cascade. Spread.
Everyone hanging in there?
No backing down!
You're mine!
Swallow dance!
Rosie Fury! Plasma shock! Tear! Here I This one's all mine!
Water.
You're mine!
Thunder
Double demon fang!
Hear me. Flame of fury.
Now I'm in the groove!
Hear my call. Here goes.
You're
Dragon
finished!
shout!
You're mine! You're finished! Onward and... upward.
I sure have built up a sweat with this hike.
Rest assured, we have reached the top. It's all downhill from here, quite literally.
So Mahag Sar's just up ahead then?
Indeed. If you look... Look, across this mountain is the Lord's Keep.
What's this place?
Out of our way.
You're mine! Double demon fang!
I'm on!
Rosie Fury!
Run you through!
Wind!
Wonderful field. Mega ray.
Here I come!
Lightning.
Double demon fang!
Lightning
Rosie
orb.
Fury!
Lightning hurricane.
Glimmer dragon!
No escape!
Healing circle.
Double demon fang!
Raging
The enemy
cascade.
wields arts too.
We'll soon see about that.
Rosie Fury!
Mega ray.
That's quite a talent.
Your father once made the same remark.
So even my dad gets
You're finished!
Hear my call. Spread.
No
Laser
escape!
spear. Pierce
Double
evil.
demon fang!
Eat this!
Freeze lancer.
Wind!
Do it. Raging
No
cascade.
escape! Not today!
Spread.
The heavens must be smiling.
Little help.
You're mine!
I'm like bait to them!
Lunar Rondo!
Don't mind if I do. This one's mine.
Denied!
I'm on!
Here I come!
Lunar corruption.
This
Let's
one's
go.
all
Lunar. This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
See you continue on in that vein.
Did you hear it?
Who
my
wants to
lady?
die next?
Something you wanted to say?
Mega ray.
Open knuckle!
I feel stronger. I mean, a bit.
Good. We're counting on you, Rinwell.
On me? Well, I'll do my best.
Way.
Take this! Dragon Shell! Griffin Head!
I'll smash you!
Tempest Swirl! Arch Seal!
Strike! Double Demon Fang! Orochi's Fury! Severing Wind! Here I come! It's over!
Thank you.
Rising Falcon! I'm on it! Infernal Forest! You're done! You're finished! Here I come!
Don't mind if I do.
It's over! Take this!
Now I'm in the
Demon Fang! Chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
See you continue on in that vein.
Yes, my lady?
Something you wanted to say?
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis!
Together, that wasn't even a problem.
They got me flanked!
It's on!
Firmament
You
Render!
picked the wrong fight!
Mega Ride can handle it!
Swallow Dance!
Arrow Squall!
You're mine!
Lunar Corruption!
Orochi's Fury!
Swallow Dance!
Seven on
Watch
Rocket!
Dragon
Anything in armor is all
Lightning
mine!
You're
Descent!
finished!
Power of Water!
You're mine! It's over!
Swallow Dance!
Take this!
Armor won't save you!
You're finished! You're mine!
Supernova!
Double Demon
Force
Fang!
in the wind!
Orochi's
Here
Fury!
goes!
Rip and tear!
It's over!
More for the sun!
Azure Storm!
I'm on it!
Here goes! More where that came from!
Dragon Shell!
Well, we're on the home stretch now.
Don't take your eyes off the prize.
I'm quite aware without you reminding me.
Double Demon Fang!
Radiant Storm! Now!
Surely! In an instant! Impact Block!
Lunar Corruption! Lightning Descent!
You're mine!
Not on my watch!
This
I
one's
never
all mine!
Vaporous Darkness!
Eat dirt!
Blow away!
Lunar Corruption!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Guess we don't know our own strength.
You could say that again! Hey, new equipment!
Gone!
You're mine!
Far enough!
I'm on it! Take this! It's over!
Try this on for size!
Azure Storm! Dragon Swarm! I'm on it! Take this! You're finished! Rising!
You made quick work of them!
Want me to pick up your slack then?
Just pointing it out!
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Smash you!
Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart to your heart's
Double
content.
Demon Fang! Orochi's Fury!
Banana, let's go!
Dragon Shell! I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
I won't rest until I'm the best I can be.
Still striving to be on par with the Lord?
You simply can't be too strong when battle is a part of your everyday.
off today!
This one's mine!
Take this! You're finished!
Water, hear my call! Red! Glacial Spear, here's evil!
Here I come!
Flying fist reaper! Why can't they just sit still?
Leave the enemy arc to
Can you
me.
take care of them?
No sooner said than done!
Here!
Devastation! Rising strike! I'll take you all on! Take this!
You're most comfortable at a range, aren't you?
I'm not really built for some sort of
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone! Dance in the wind! Air drop! Healing circle!
I'm even stronger than before.
Hi, Hoodle!
Take this!
Freezing storm!
You picked the wrong fight!
Here I come! Supernova!
Double Phoenix
Crazy
Back!
cascade! Do it! Get toasty!
Burn strike!
Right, next one! Dance in the wind!
Already on!
Double Phoenix Back!
Air drop! Now!
Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
Gotta break through!
Where are you going?
I'll smash you!
This one's all mine!
Rip and
Take
tear!
this!
We got the advantage.
Good. Just have to make sure we keep it.
Don't worry, cause Law's on.
An astral art?
That's my cue!
Shut him down! Rotate Fury! It's over!
By the power of...
We're not done!
Here's his
Double
lightning
Phoenix
condemned!
Bang!
Thunder
Rotate
Flare
Fury!
healing arc!
Ignite!
First aid!
Well, someone seems in tip-top form. Nothing new about
Don't
that.
mind if I do!
And still as humble as ever.
The picture of hell.
By the power of... Bullseye! Blah, 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 that's it! Here's a healing arc! First aid!
That's fun. I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! Eat this! Talon storm! Now I'm in the groove!
Crazy cascade!
What a relief!
Now!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Glacial Spear! Here's evil! Wind astral energy! Alright! It's
Rotate
showtime!
Fury!
Now!
Serpent Knuckle!
Let's keep our eyes on the prize.
What a rush! Still thinking about how to act around Dohalim?
That obvious, huh? Except I don't think I'll be changing much after all. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to stay his servant. However, I am going to treat him like a fellow comrade, the same way I would with you or anyone else. For as long as I can remember, I've spent my life protecting others. But isn't that what friends do too? Support and protect one another in times of need?
Which in the end pretty much means doing as you've always done, right? If that's what you're most comfortable with, I'm certainly not going to give you any grief over it.
Actually, I've been thinking about how I ought to act around you all as well.
Oh?
When I set out on this journey, it was to rid Elda of its enemies and search for wisdom in the outside world. Wisdom that I could potentially put to use on my return. I'm grateful to you all for letting me tag along, but it got me thinking, what am I actually contributing by being here?
What are you talking about? You know how to hold a weapon, don't you? That's help enough.
Is it though? Sometimes I wish there was more I could be doing to pull my...
Oops, sorry about that. Jeez, I'm famished.
Now that you mention it, what do you guys normally do for food and meals when you're out and about on your travels?
What do you mean, what do we do? We find stuff to eat and eat it. So long as it's meat, I'm not fussy.
Eating what you like can be good for morale in the short term, but you need to think about your diet if you want to stay healthy.
Does that mean eating vegetables too?
Isn't that obvious?
It does, which I guess hasn't been happening up till now.
Yeah, to be honest, we could be eating better than we do.
Understood. In that case, I'll just have to make sure you're all staying healthy and eating right myself. Fortunately, I happen to know a thing or two about cooking as well.
You hear that, Law? Sounds like you'll be eating your greens after all.
What is it?
No, sorry, it's just... I was just wondering if you had any thoughts on all this.
It will do her good to have a project.
No, not Kisara. I meant you. Was there anything you wanted to add?
Me? Certainly you're not looking to me for culinary skill, I hope.
Typical Renan, leaving everything to someone else.
Rinwell, I don't think...
That said, should you need my skills on the battlefield, please rest assured I have no intention of shirking my responsibilities, regardless of who we may face.
I'm sure no one doubts that. Listen, guys, if we're traveling together, we should probably at least try to make an effort to get to know one another, don't you think?
I wouldn't get your expectations too high in that regard. Believe it or not, sometimes I'm not sure I even know myself all that well.
Something wrong? You look like you're deep in thought.
Not exactly. I was merely thinking about you two and your sense of etiquette.
Oh?
Etiquette?
Indeed. To be quite frank, I find your lack of manners to be nigh intolerable.
That's not being frank, that's being and forget it. Do we really need to talk about this now?
Yes. I find such impropriety on your parts to be deeply unsettling. It concerns me greatly.
What do you want us to do? We were slaves. We never got to learn how to be proper like you.
Yeah, what he said. Maybe you missed how we were just focused on surviving.
Perhaps, but Kisara here demonstrates that it's quite possible for a Denon to learn proper manners.
That's because I was given the opportunity to learn. Moreover, my duties as a guardsman required it. Not every realm is like Menencia, as you well know.
Yeah, I don't think it's fair to hold us to some other city standards.
Exactly! You've got to remember what it's been like for us living under the Rena elsewhere.
I will concede that you do indeed make a valid point. It would appear, for all my espousing the virtues of equality between our peoples, I was still looking down on the two of you.
You don't need to beat yourself up. I wasn't that offended by what you said, man.
Nevertheless, I shall mind my words from here on out. Having said that, I do believe you two would still benefit from learning the basics of proper society. I would be more than happy to teach you both when we camp out, if you like.
Yeah, no, I'll pass. Acting all prim and proper isn't really my style.
If you say so. How about you, Law? Would you like to learn? Although I suppose my first task is to reform your attitude toward the idea of good etiquette.
You're not gonna let this go, are you?
Hey, let's stop for a minute.
What's up? You already tired?
My armor's pretty heavy. I think I need a little rest.
I second that. All of this walking is starting to take its toll on me as well.
What? You don't look it.
We can't spare the time. There's places we need to be. Mahag Sar's capital, Niez, is our destination right now.
But if one of us collapses, it will only serve to slow us down. And in your case, Alphen is the only one who could carry you. Best to rest while you have the opportunity.
Enough already. I need a break, so we're taking one.
I don't need you fretting over me.
Fretting? Hey, it's not like I'm...
Been looking for you.
For me? Why?
He's tough.
Who are you? You said you were looking for me. Why?
Beautiful, precious life.
What the...
That is all I desire.
Then why are we fighting? Who even are you? Double Demon Fang!
Where are you going?
Nothing! I can carve through armor! Burn in hell!
Fire! Now's our chance!
Double Demon Fang! Erosive Fury!
I'm sorry to be a
Who the hell are
We've
you?
all got enough on our hands.
Yes, ma'am.
Confiscated!
You can't get out of this!
Here.
Erosive here and now!
Take this.
Double Demon Fang!
That's real! The best medicine is the
Take this.
I'll heal you all!
Will this help?
Take this.
Raise the castle!
Enjoy.
Healing circle!
Did you just heal me?
Yes. I need you, remember?
Right.
It's over! Talon Hurricane!
Raging cascade!
Burn!
Show me your... Is that all that you've got? Very well. Then die. A wretch like you?
Shion, wake up, please!
Alphen?
Shion!
Thanks, but you're kinda crushing me.
Sorry.
It's okay. And so am I. It's not as bad as it looks.
Not bad. That's... Shion, we thought you were...
I'm fine. Really.
What the hell were you thinking?
Well, you were trying to protect me too, you know.
Yeah, but I have the sword. It's different.
It's not different. Besides, Never mind. It's nothing. Anyway, thank you.
But I didn't... Look, I'm just glad that you're...
Alphen?
Sorry.
That guy said he'd be back. I think maybe we should get moving before he returns, right?
Rinwell has a good point. We need to go. Shion, are you sure you're okay?
Shion, are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, I already applied some healing arts to it. It didn't even leave a scar.
But his sword went nearly straight through you.
I'm all right. Unless I've turned into some kind of ghost and I'm haunting you all right now.
No, I know you're not. It's just...
Look, I appreciate you looking out for me, but I'm fine, really.
There was also that strange light that appeared when Shion was stabbed. It seemed to make the enemy retreat when he saw it. Alphen, do you have any idea what it might have been?
A light? I don't know. I was kind of preoccupied with other things at the time.
Now that I think of it, between that light and the blazing sword, just what sort of person are you, Alphen? Can you use Danon astral arts like Rinwell, perhaps?
He wouldn't know, Dohalim. He doesn't have any memories from his past, remember? Besides, we should really be getting out of here.
I suppose you're right. Forgive me. We've almost reached Nias, the capital of Mahag Sar. With any luck, we'll find a place there for Shion to rest.
How are you holding up after that last fight? You're not too hurt, are you?
I'm fine, really. See for yourself.
If things get too tough out there, go ahead and fall back. I can take a beating if I need to.
I'm not here just to stand around and have everyone protect me.
I get that, but there's nothing wrong with admitting you have weaknesses too.
Do I look like I'm just trying to put on a brave face to you?
I can't feel pain. But you still can, can't you?
Look, I appreciate you're trying to look out for me, but even you go down in fights from time to time. Please, stop trying to babysit me. It's getting old.
It's not that. I just...